When I tell you that Kamen Rider Ichigo is one of the more underrated writers when it comes to power, and arguably one of the stronger writers out there, I'm not telling you it for no reason. His narrative role is kind of like Max Mercury's, where he's the oldest of the speedsters. He's not particularly the fastest, but he has a great understanding of the Speed Force and how it works. That's the best way I can describe Ichigo narratively. Sure, he's strong, but his greatest strength honestly comes from his understanding of what it is to be a Kamen Rider. And he has like full access to their obnoxious abilities. It doesn't help that his basic physiology allows him to infinitely evolve, and even training for short periods of time just like give him immense boost in power. That's how he's able to reach the power of Kamen Rider Black RX extremely quickly. Let's do a rundown of some of the abilities that he's somehow managed to master over the years. First off, he managed to make a buckle for Kamen Rider Gaim off of a whim. I don't even know how he managed to do that. And most of the power wasn't even his. He just kind of just manifested it. It was literally meant to defeat 15, who was stronger than Decade in that movie. And Ichigo just kind of made it out of nowhere. He was like, here, take this. At some point, he learned how to fly. He managed to give Sky Rider a completely new form along with the other riders at that point. He can manipulate energy, manifest himself in dreams, and one of his most complex and well-versed abilities is his immortality. By the way, this image comes from after he died. He just came back to life. Out of the writers whose gimmicks aren't related to metaphysical or like meta stuff at all, he is probably one of the best writers when it comes to grasping the concept of it. He's one of the few writers who know that their power comes from the real world. He's probably one of the few writers who even abuses the fact that they can just infinitely come back as long as people remember them. Even Deno and a lot of these other writers can't even do it to the same extent that the Showa writers can. Then again, Hongo literally knows Shotaro Ishinomori. He was familiar with them. Granted, not the younger one that shows up in, Superhero Senki, but he was familiar with his author enough to call him Sir. Hell, he even made a rift through space-time, in base form, by the way, just teleporting him out of that area. I still don't even know how he managed to do that. That's not even a part of his abilities. See, what people don't realize is that, Ichigo's always been broken. I mean, ignoring the space-time rupture device, which literally transcends dimensions, and the OG Showa writers were literally able to brute force tank the blast and destroy it. But, I don't know. As a whole, the Showa writers are extremely powerful in their own right. Even if you look at their basic stats, their stats line up with a lot of final forms because of how strong they are. And Ichigo's base form is stronger than stuff like Rising Ultimate Kuga if you look at his official stats and his Neo 1 form, which is what he got when he just kept evolving from constant training. Don't worry, we don't have much longer here, but I don't know. I feel like we should just put more respect on his name, because he does definitely stack up to a lot of the newer writers. People were always glazing a lot of these a lot of these newer writers, like, dude, you can literally instantly revive. Dude, Ichigo's been doing that. This is without mentioning that his Rider series attacks literally are able to just disable your internal organs. Like, he's an insane martial artist. It's not even the ability itself that does it, it's just the technique he uses. Like, if he was to fight any martial artist, he can just do a Rider punch and literally just disable parts of their body. Stacked up with this 600 IQ and the fact that he's smart enough to literally create Rider belts, which is what he did for V3, he's just really good. I don't really have anything else to really say about it. So I guess we'll just end off here. There's probably a billion more things I can say, but I want to end it off here. All right, bye.